Air Marshal, Balakrishna, Manikandan, PVSM, AVSM, VM. Good morning, everyone. Okay. Yeah, Okay. Shall we start now? Huh? Good morning, everyone. Myself, Lalita, host of this event today. On behalf of IIHUB IIT Roorkee, it is my great pleasure to welcome all our distinguished dignitaries, guests, faculty members, industry leaders, cybersecurity experts, and participants to this special event. Today, we are honored by presence of Air Marshal Balakrishna Manikandan, AVSM, PVSM, VM, Central in Command, Central Air Command, Indian Air Force, Director IIT Roorkee, Professor Kamal Kishore Pant, Professor Karun Rawat, Dean International Research Relation, IITR, Mr. Manish Anand, COO, IIHUB Divyasampark, IIT Roorkee, and Wing Commander, MS Matthew, Advisor, IIHUB IIT Roorkee. We are grateful for your presence and support in strengthening the cybersecurity and innovation ecosystem in India. Now I'll request CEO Mr. Manish Anand to present bouquet to all the dignitaries. Air Marshal Balakrishna Manikandan. Professor Karun Rawat, Dean IR, IIT Roorkee. Wing Commander, MS Matthew, Advisor, IIT Roorkee. Now I'll request Wing Commander MS Matthew to present bouquet to CEO IIHUB. Yes, sir. What's his name? Now I'll request CEO Manish Anand, IIHUB Divyasampark IIT Roorkee, to present bouquet to Shakti Mohanty. Thank you so much, sir. To begin the formal proceeding, we'll start with the traditional lighting of the ceremonial lamp, symbolizing knowledge and innovation. May I request all the dignitaries, Air Marshal Balakrishna Manikandan, Professor Karun Rawat, CEO Manish Anand, MS Matthew, and Shakti Mohanty to please come forward. अभी नहीं बोलेंगे ना बाद में। हाँ। Thank you so much, sir. It is now my privilege to invite our chief guest, Air Marshal Balakrishna Manikandan, AVSM, PVSM, VM, Command-in-Chief, Central Air Command, Indian Air Force. I request you, sir, please kindly address the gathering.
Online, is it? Okay, that's good. I was worried. Yeah, that's good. Good morning, everyone here. Dr. Kamal Kishore Pant, Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor Vivek Kumar Malik, Dean of Sponsored Research and Industrial Consultancy, IIT Roorkee, Mr. Manikandan, CEO and Board Member, IIHUB, IIT Roorkee. Big one Matthew here. He didn't give his name. Faculty members, innovators, security researchers, participants, esteemed guests. I didn't quite know what I was getting into. So when I was requested, I said, I must come and see, meet you all and see how this whole ecosystem of yours works. So I'm indeed very happy that I came today. A very great privilege to be against such a distinguished and potentially okay, height में थोड़ा the future that I think of this country. And I'm very happy to be here for this live hacking event. I've come from Prayagraj. The Indian Air Force has 7 commands, of which 5 are operational commands. We are located, the headquarters is in Delhi. We have these 7 from Shillong in the east, to us in center, to West Nai Command in Delhi, to Southwest Nai Command in Gandhinagar, south in Trivandrum, where I was earlier. And we have 2 functional commands, one dealing with maintenance in Nagpur and one with training in Bangalore. So this is our overall structure. And I've come from Prayagraj. I head the setup in Prayagraj. And we cover central India, about 8 states, UP, MP, Bihar. You get the picture. So what do I tell you? You would see that, you all know, I'm sure, that in recent years, there's been a great transformation in warfare. Earlier, we used to worry about air, initially about land and sea, then from what First World War onwards, air, then space, then now we talk about cognitive warfare, information, of course, and cyber. Cyber has become exceedingly important, decisive in some ways. So we have networks, we call this multi-domain operation. So one domain, therefore, apart from sea, land, air, cognitive and space, is cyber. And cyber is critical. So networks, communication systems, platforms, surveillance systems, logistics chains, financial infrastructure, and critical decision support systems are all deeply dependent on cyber resilience. That means cybersecurity is not just a concern for technical experts. It's as much a concern for me as a warfighter, for somebody who is involved in a much more mundane activity of defending the country. Therefore, it affects operational readiness, strategic deterrence, and national sovereignty. So therefore, like I said, it is critical. And Ops Sindoor that we had last year, we realized that technology, information superiority, and cyber resilience play a great role. So this is a good lesson that we got from last year. And the cyber conflict between states has a pretty long history, at least dating back to 1980s, as you well know, with that logic bomb attack that took place, which caused massive explosions in the gas pipelines in Siberia, in the Soviet Union. From direct disruptions to enabling attacks to manipulation of information And finally, exfiltration of information. The cyber conflicts do cover a very wide spectrum and which affects the defense forces very much. The first stage, as I see it, was in the 1980s, which established cyber as a vital tool for espionage and sabotage. The second phase in the 90s and 2000s was marked by institutionalization of cyber capabilities, and perhaps the first entry into the military domain. This stage, now that's ongoing for the last about 15 years or so, has seen weaponization of cyberspace. So in order to keep pace with our national ambitions of being a global power of significance and also a reasonable power in the cyber domain, I think we need to enhance our cyber capabilities with a democratic spirit, which is not there in many of the other countries, and build a domestic ecosystem with world-class workforce of experts, which I suppose is what you all are already or aiming to be. Only this will take us where we want to go as a country. So therefore, I believe that events like this that's happening here, the live hacking exercise, are very significant. It would be compared, if I were to look at it as a military man, as training exercises that we hold regularly. We don't wait for the enemy to come and attack us before checking our readiness. We conduct various kinds of drills and exercises and simulations and war games so that we can discover our weaknesses early and correct them. So I guess this is the philosophy that you're following by having these workshops. On a slightly different plane, the digital transformation that this country has been going through for the past decade plus has been quite extraordinary. We have rapid expansion of smartphones, Aadhaar, digital economy, widespread adoption of UPI. So we are, I suppose, one of the world's largest digital ecosystems. Most of our citizens, I'm sure more than 1 billion, are very much a part of this digital ecosystem, going through for banking, for telecommunications, and everything. So therefore, this great growth in digital infrastructure is a great thing for the country. It has made us grow very quickly. We have leapfrogged some steps, etc. But it's also given our adversaries a much wider spectrum to attack us in, which is a vulnerability. So therefore, again, like I said earlier, cybersecurity is no longer just a technical necessity, but a strategic imperative for national survival and sovereignty. So recognizing this, as you all know, India has enacted a series of legal and institutional frameworks in the Information Technology Act of 2000 with amendments in 2008. Under Section 70A, the government established the National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center, the NCIIPC, which is responsible for protecting systems whose disruption can severely impact national security, economic stability, and public safety. These critical sectors, which actually also include all government infrastructure, have been designated for special protection, and any unauthorized access is punishable, including by jail. So this reflects the seriousness of cybersecurity. Similarly, Section 70 Bravo, 70B, that's mandated the CERT-In, such as a national agency responsible for cyber incident response, threat monitoring, and issuing advisories. These institutions, along with the NCCC, which is the Cyber Coordination Center, the ISTF, which is the Interdepartmental Information Security Task Force, etc., form the backbone of our response for defense cyber, for the architecture itself. In the armed forces, of course, we have the Defense Cyber Agency, which was formed about 6 or 7 years ago, which works out of Delhi. The Indian Air Force, you might think, is purely about platforms and warfare and in the air. But air superiority is very much dependent on cyber and networks. These days, you would have read about and heard about network-centric operations. All our airplanes are network. We have the integrated air command and communication system, in which all our radars, all our sensors are integrated. We have a very strong network to ensure that it stays integrated in that manner. We have satellite communications. Off late, with all the drones coming in, we have drone control systems and counter drone systems. So all this is a very complex web and network that we have to sustain, even in times of war, especially in times of war. So these digital network enables the aircraft to communicate, to coordinate, and to act together. So if cyber attackers are able to, or you are able to do it to the enemy, are able to degrade or compromise the radar network, then our surveillance becomes disabled. That means we won't be able to pick up aeroplanes, enemy aeroplanes which are coming in. If communication networks are similarly compromised, we will not be able to speak to each other, we will not be able to coordinate our attacks, which again would be a major loss and lead to command and control losses like you're seeing happening in Iran, seeing happening elsewhere. So air superiority today depends not only on advanced aircraft. You'll be seeing the F-35 on TV, 5th generation aircraft, 6th generation aircraft coming up, attack helicopters, stealth aeroplanes, or even on just weapons like beyond visual range missiles or something. Equally, we require secure cyber and communication systems. So cybersecurity ensures operational readiness. It protects our strategic assets and guarantees mission success. We have seen this in all air campaigns. Among the initial targets are what we call suppression of enemy air defenses. So you're attacking radars, you're attacking communication systems, you're trying to blind him. So I'm sure equally and together, cyber attacks also take place. This also is true for the Navy and the Army, because they also work in the electromagnetic spectrum and they have heavy dependence on networks and communication and surveillance. For the Army, especially in units deployed along sensitive borders, they rely on secure digital networks for coordinating among themselves, for sharing intelligence that they pick up about the enemy. They have to pass it back to headquarters and laterally, and also for real-time decision-making. The Navy sails, you just saw the example of the ship which got torpedoed off Sri Lanka. So they also use advanced digital systems for navigation, for communication, for surveillance, and weapon control. And they operate in all three domains, underwater, surface, and in the air. So in all three domains, they're equally dependent on communications and networks. So any cyber intrusion can disrupt their operations as well, disable the critical systems, reveal strategic locations to the adversaries, and pose a direct threat to their security. I'm sure the ship which was transporting and waiting outside for 11 hours or whatever to get into the port in Gale, his position would have been given away. And there would have been definitely somebody monitoring and somebody tracking him, and possibly misinforming and everything else. In the military also, we now understand that behind our essential pursuit of more capability, what do we want? We always look for more advanced aircraft, more advanced weapons, more advanced sensors. There's an important requirement to have trust in the integrity of those systems. If data can be manipulated, if those communications can be interfered with and software can be exploited, then what seems to be a technological advantage, buying a new system, can be easily frittered away. So that's something that we are aware of now. So in the context, when we look at many incidents that have happened from what I said about the 80s to recently, if you look at Stuxnet, where that Israel attacked the Iranian nuclear installations and physically managed to damage them through cyber attacks, or what's happened in Ukraine, where the communications were disrupted and they actually, for a while, lost command and control. We understand that for a while now, and increasingly so, this weaponization of cyberspace is a very adverse situation, and we need that kind of capability to do to the enemy even more what he can do to us. So therefore, this is a very decisive factor in modern warfare. So this is where I thought I'll come and speak, because this much of focus and understanding of what we are doing, you may require to be told by somebody like me, and even I need to apply my mind, seeing you all, that this is the impact that this has. So in this context, hackathons like yours play a crucial role in national defense preparedness and deserve, I believe, institutional support. They provide hands-on experience in identifying vulnerabilities, defending networks, analyzing cyber threats, and developing secure systems. It helps develop skills required to protect critical defense infrastructure. It will also, most importantly, help identify talented people among you who can contribute to strengthening our cyber defense security and capability. It will foster innovation, critical thinking, technical expertise, all of which are essential for modern cyber defense. We believe the value of this hackathon lies first in preparedness. It allows institutions to expose systems, tools, processes, and thinking to rigorous examination. That examination is very healthy. It helps reveal hidden vulnerabilities, incorrect assumptions, weak configurations, and areas where improvement is needed. Such learning is much better obtained in a controlled environment here than after a hostile breach takes place. The second major avenue, like I said earlier, is capacity building. We are a growing nation. We have no dearth of talent in all our tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities. Such talent can bolster our capability. And that's where I suppose this kind of effort will bring you up and make you visible. And we do need a large pool. Somewhere I read 500,000 strong cyber workforce is what we're looking at. There is also wider national significance behind these initiatives. The outline of this event that we saw reflects collaboration between academia, industry, and defense stakeholders. So this is a model that, for example, China does, civil-military fusion. This is something we must really encourage. No single institution can solve cyber issues. Universities contribute knowledge and research. Industry contributes agility, tools, product experience, and innovation. Defense, we bring to the table operational perspectives, like I covered earlier, mission focus, and strategic urgency. When all these three come together, the country benefits, and this is a very good example of convergence. I'm also encouraged by the range of associated partners mentioned in the initiative, including institutions and firms linked with defense, surveillance, product security, penetration testing, and indigenous innovation. Such participation demonstrates that this is not an isolated domain. It is deeply connected to secure manufacturing, secure platforms, trusted digital ecosystems, and national technological capability. To all of you who are present here and online who are participating, I would request you and encourage you not to look at this just as a competition, but as an opportunity to learn, to innovate, and push the boundaries of what is possible. The vulnerabilities that you identify and the solutions you build today could very well contribute to strengthening the digital backbone of our country tomorrow. The future of national security will increasingly depend on minds that can think critically, innovate rapidly, and respond to evolving threats in cyberspace, because our digital frontier needs defenders who are alert, disciplined, and committed, which I'm sure all you young people are, which is where you have maximum energy and enthusiasm and idealism. I'm confident that many of you would fill this crucial requirement of our country in the years ahead. I'd like to also, in the end, compliment IIHUB, IIT Roorkee, and all the partnering organizations for organizing this event. By creating a platform for practical training, innovation, and collaboration, you're helping build an ecosystem that India needs in the long term for its cyber strength and for building digital sovereignty. I wish this event all success, and I hope that the potential energy, the ideas, and the talent that we gathered here and in online will make a lasting contribution to the security and self-reliance of our nation. Personally, I would like to thank the organizers, all of you upfront, the organizers here, for giving me this opportunity to come and speak to you, come and meet you. It's a totally different domain for me. So you must be, I don't know, less than half my age. So it's a pleasure. And I wish you all the very best. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful address and valuable perspective. Now, we are extremely privileged to have the Director IIT Roorkee, Professor Kamal Kishore Pant, joining us virtually today. Due to official commitment, he is unable to join us physically, but we are honored that he is connecting with us online. Professor Pant is a distinguished academician and currently serves as a director of IIT Roorkee, guiding one of the India premier institute towards global excellence in the research and innovation. May I now request Professor K.K. Pant to kindly share his thought and address the gathering.
Yeah, namaskar and very good morning to all of you. I hope I am audible. Yeah, okay. So thank you, Padma Shri, right, or PVSM, AVSM, VM Air Marshal, Air Officer, and the Chief Guest of the day, Air Marshal Balakrishna Manikandan ji, for delivering such a exciting and energizing the young generation in the area of cyber security. I'm really grateful, and after delivering this Chief Guest address, it is difficult for me to speak something because you have covered the entire gamut of the need of this kind of hackathon. I also welcome, on behalf of IIT Roorkee, all the distinguished guests, those who are sitting there in person and those who are joined in online mode, all the industry partners, the members of the defense community, my dear young students, researchers, participants, and all the team of IIHUB. So thank you for allowing me to join online, and I sincerely apologize for not coming there in person because I was supposed to travel to Norway and then to London, but because of these current issues, which are again related to this kind of cyber security, right? So I have to cancel my travel plan. In between, the visitors from London came here, so I have to now discuss certain things with him. So that's why I could not come there in person. But I thank Mr. Manish and the team who have visited, right? And Manish is IIHUB, right, CEO, and the IIHUB Divyasampark is doing a lot of work relevant to the cyber security and the cyber physical system. And IIHUB Divyasampark is a kind of incubation center which is supported by Department of Science and Technology under this National Mission Interdisciplinary right cyber physical system, and doing a great job right with different departments, schools and center to work on these kind of issues which are related to IT, which are on the training, right, and education for the young generation, as well as for the faculty to develop their own startups in the different areas of the science technology, which includes the cyber physical systems and data hacking, and how to manage these kind of when the issues comes, right? Not only those, but also the say flood management, cloud busting, and social and disaster related issues also. So I thank the IIHUB also. At IIT Roorkee, the institute is now 178 years old institute, and we have 23 departments, 11 centers, and 8 center of excellences with 11,000 students in the campus, and also 3 campuses like Greater Noida Extension Center and one of the campuses in Saharanpur also. So we have the team dedicated who works on these different areas of science and technology, developing the technologies within the country now, on working with the industry and the several different sectors, and looking forward that how the technology can be developed within the country with the mission of 2047, a vision 2047, which has been given by our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. So the institutes are working hard in terms of the determination of these kind of new tools like understanding the artificial intelligence and their roles. So large number of data are available. We are working for the healthcare units. We are working for the DRDO. We are working for the ISRO for space science and technology. And when you look at these kind of utilization of the data, we have our own cloud also, and a very good computer-based system, Param. Now, when we talk about all these things, right, the data security is very, very important, and data privacy is very, very important. And for that, when we talk about the live hackathon event or a hacking event which is working on these areas, is just training the young generation, training the faculty colleagues, and training all the the society, right, in total, that how to control the data, how to make your data safe, not only from the when we talk about the defense, or when we talk about other big sectors like airlines, when we talk about all the data of the governments, but also at the individual level also, like when we talk about the password hacking, so or sometimes the computer data hacking, these are also very, very challenging, and we need to address. So I'm sure that this 2 days hackathon on this data live hacking event will definitely train the educational for the educational purpose, as well as the real-time demo, which would be very, very important, and how these things can be helpful for the society at large, because our science and technology should need to be transformed to the society. And lot of challenges you must have heard several times, that entire bank accounts are being made hacked, and then lot of these kind of home hacking and all these things which are our senior citizens are also suffering. So I think so we need to give that kind of training to the society. We need to make a kind of understanding and societal awareness also. So these 2 days will be very, very important, and I'm sure that these brainstorming sessions will bring some kind of new understanding, and also prepare a kind of white paper document which can be shared with the educational as well as the industrial partners also. This is very important. When we talk about what our Air Marshal Chief Guest Balakrishna ji mentioned about in defense sector, because our army, our whether it is submarine or all this, they do lot of good jobs for our nation's pride, right? When we talk about security concern, but at the same time, we have to understand that how the role of the engineering institutes or the societal right organizations in order to protect or in order to develop the new technologies which would be helpful, say like anti-mining, right, lidar-based technology, unmanned aerial vehicle, because these are also now right a kind of payload capacity up to 200 kg drones, right, which are not only used for the war purpose but also for the society when there are some issues like the heavy rains, floods, right, or some other disaster related issues. So we are always grateful to our army. We are grateful, right, to all those, right, who are helping the society at large, right, when they are sitting on the front and standing, right, working day and night, right. So it is our responsibility that we should develop the technologies. At the same time, we should also look forward that how these data can be protected efficiently. So in that way, when we talk about the classroom knowledge is not that much important, but practical knowledge is very, very important. And this is where we talk about TIDES, IIHUB and other Section 8 companies which are in IIT Roorkee campus, and more than 240 startups who are working in different areas of these, not only the product development, manufacturing, but also in the areas of cyber security. So our electronics, right, and communication engineering, computer science, we have artificial intelligence and data science, and a lot of AR, VR facilities, right, we are available in the campus, and where we are training the students, right, a kind of, right, the augmented reality, virtual reality, which is a kind of case study in the classroom, and that gives them an actual, right, what is a kind of, right, what happens during the war, how the blast happens, and when the explosion happens, right. So these are a kind of, right, through the AR, VR facility, these kind of trainings are very, very important. And similarly, when we talk about this kind of live, right, hacking, so this is also, right, in kind of ethical, right, when we're hacking, and where the training will be given, because the practicals, right, sometimes gives more understanding rather just giving them information on a piece of paper or through classroom activity. So I congratulate the IIHUB team. And when we talk about the understanding these kind of vulnerabilities, right, right, how these can be handled better by doing this kind of live, right, demo. So these events will definitely be helpful to the students to understand the ethics, to understand their responsibility, and also discipline which is required in the field of cybersecurity. So these things are very important, and the younger generation, they have to develop, right, the kind of startups in these areas, some kind of mobile apps for the locals also. And I would also just request to develop something for the remote areas, in the rural areas, right, women empowerment, right, and a kind of, when we talk about the sustainability in terms of agricultural, in terms of, right, relevant to the water management, energy related. So a lot of the solar panels, solar distribution power, right, the Ministry of Power is doing a lot of, right, work in the area of the, right, they have a lot of data. So how these data can be made safe, right? And similarly, when you talk about every sector, because we are developing exponentially, and a lot of new things in terms of the artificial intelligence, data science, these are now coming up. A lot of data are available, whether it is related to the defense or it is related to the healthcare or any other sector. The dams and all these things are also, we have a center for dam safety also. So we need to work on this, that how these data can be procured and safely it can be maintained. Same thing for in every sector, because when you talk about, right, even the academic, industrial, now we are talking industry, right, internet of the things. So that is IoT 4.0 to IoT 5.0, and that is again when we talk about this kind of AI and robotics, and these things are coming up. So how we can make, right, the things in such a way that the data privacy, right, is managed throughout when the systems are being used, right. And so I thank you everyone for joining this meeting, and I'm thankful to IIHUB for taking the lead, and I congratulate the IIHUB Divyasampark. They're all partner organizations, and every participant for being a part of this initiative. I'm sure that this event will inspire new ideas, relevant new talents, and some kind of, right, strengthening the foundation of the India's cyber future. I wish you all the best, and thank you very much for allowing me to speak through online mode. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words and continued support to the innovation ecosystem. Now we have Professor Karun Rawat, Dean International Relations, IIT Roorkee, here with us today. Professor Rawat is an expert in field of electronics and communication engineering at IIT Roorkee and has been actively involved in several research and technology initiatives, including collaboration with National Defense Organization. May I request Professor Rawat to kindly share a few words with us and gathering?
Good morning. Honorable Chief Guest Air Marshal Balakrishna Manikandan ji, Director IIT Roorkee Professor K.K. Pan, CEO IIHUB Divyasampark Manish Anand ji, Wing Commander Matthew ji, and other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to welcome you all in this wonderful event on live hacking event, in fact, a hackathon on cyber security. So everybody talked a lot about cybersecurity. So I would like to add few words about this cybersecurity here, although it is not very related to my domain, but somehow related in the electronics area. So cybersecurity, as everybody said, that it is a very important, aspects, has very important aspects related to protection of the national assets. Either it is a civilian asset, or either it is a military assets, as well as in the warfare or non-warfare, both time we have these type of cybersecurity threats. It is I was just discussing with Manish ji that there are a lot of ethical hackers here around today, including Monty ji, and I think this is a great initiative to start this kind of work where brainstorming from the beginning can be added to a longer vision. So even in fact, I was discussing that there is a term called standardization, which we use in communication also. So if we can see this, look towards a standardization kind of thing in the cybersecurity domain, and look forward for, as a IIT Roorkee, we look forward that if we could have a, center of excellence for these kind of, where we can work off in the standardization of this cybersecurity protocols, and also ethical hacking, how we protect against the ethical hacking part or hacking part. At the same time, we would also see that this standardization includes some hardware as well as software, both parts. Then this can be, this can be very helpful for our national defense agencies and other civilian agencies also. And I request from this forum also to the Air Marshal that your support in technical as well as, sponsorship can be very helpful in this kind of goals to, put some kind of center of excellence in that direction. And I think this is what I expect, that we should end up with this kind of hackathons. And on the behalf of IIT Roorkee, in fact, I would like to extend my thanks to IIHUB Divyasampark team, which has come up with a new idea how to initiate these kind of activities with a hackathon kind of part. This is 2 days event, as I came to know from the team. And I think that with the audience and the participant, I think we will come up with new ideas here, and some new thought process brainstorming would be a part of this event. And let us come up with new ideas, some innovative ideas, which will be useful for certain startup activities, as well as some more contribution towards cybersecurity. In fact, I wish a great success to this event, and thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your encouraging remarks. Now, IIT Roorkee plays a significant role in building a collaborative ecosystem between academia, industry, and government, nurturing deep tech, startup, and supporting innovation in an area critical to nation development. To share more about this vision and ecosystem being created, may I invite Mr. Manish Anand, CEO, IIT Roorkee, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Lalita. Thank you, Air Marshal, for joining this event. We had a big challenge when we thought about organizing this particular event, because in one point we tried to popularize this event, but at the same time, since this is related to security and all, we also wanted to keep it low profile. So that's how we said that in a physical mode, we will invite only limited people and only those who are concerned about this particular issue. So that's how we choose a middle path. I also thank to all the researchers who have joined, ethical hackers. The whole idea was to build a community of ethical hackers, bringing them on a single platform, a trusted platform, because if an organization is facing this kind of challenge, they will not go to an unknown platform, exposing their system, and to test vulnerability. So we thought that there IIT Roorkee and IIHUB can play a vital role. And since we are already working with other defense forces, we thought that let's take a lead in this particular direction. A little about IIHUB. We came into existence in 2019 when the finance minister announced a new national mission called NMICPS. The full name is National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System. So to leapfrog in the area of Industry 4.0, as you all know that we have already missed bus when it comes to Industry 1 revolution, Industry 2 and 3. So this was a chance to leapfrog at least in the 4th industrial department. And the whole concept was how can we make this entire IT ecosystem more flexible, more robust. And that's how government created a more flexible arm within IITs through that national mission. And then this particular national mission is being coordinated by NITI Aayog and Department of Science and Technology. Luckily, we have been given a chance to choose from different verticals, whether a smart city and all. We proudly selected defense as our core focus. So, we are very happy that we are already implementing many projects with other Central Command and then Southwestern Command and other departments. In fact, we are also supporting many government agencies to solve their critical problem because they are facing a unique challenge. As I said, a government department cannot openly go and talk about their problem, right? So sourcing becomes a very critical challenge. So there we are providing a cushion between private party and government agency that please come to us, we will discuss about your problem. If required, we will break that problem into different parts. Because ultimately you need to take help of private parties also. But those private parties would not be able to know what is happening at the larger scale. So they know only one part of that problem. And this is how we are adding value to that system, one through flexibility, and again, one through this confidentiality. So I'm really happy that many researchers have already joined. One of the top ethical hacker is here with us. He will be also delivering a talk. So whole idea is that how can we grow this community in terms of ethical hacking, and if help is required, whether it is department agency or any private agency, because protecting banks and other financial institutions is equally important. Not during wartime, but day-to-day time. So that is where we're trying to build that community, and we will be launching also, sir, with your in your presence that website where community will come together and help each other. So thank you again. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you for joining online, offline. We will keep on contributing to the best of our effort, and we need support. Of course, we don't know what happens within the defense forces. And that another initiative that we took, that we invited many defense personnel, ex-defense personnel as a part of advisory board, because they can speak your language. Wing Commander Matthew can speak your language, but I cannot. So that's the bridge, kind of bridge that we are creating through this IIHUB. So thank you again. Thank you for joining, and I wish good luck to all the ethical hackers to find some bugs for all the system provided to you. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir. We now move to a very special moment of today's program. Today, we are proud to officially launch the platform Bug Trooper, a bug bounty and cybersecurity research platform developed by startup incubated at IIHUB IIT Roorkee. This platform supports the live hacking event, where India's top 100 shortlisted security researchers will be participated in identifying vulnerable. I'm so sorry. Strengthening cybersecurity system. May I now request Air Marshal Manikandan to kindly launch the Bug Trooper platform.
It's the first time I've done anything like this. How do we do it? I don't even know what I'm doing.
I can join this meeting if you can.
You just press this thing, the curtain will be open.
So, sir, basically the way about. So anyways, I'll have to be saying something. Yeah, then I will talk a little bit about it. So, ma'am, after ma'am, I'll say.
Yeah. So, shall we? Who's supposed to be here? Yeah. With your picture is taken, I'd like you all here. Yeah, please. Hello? It's only the photograph.
So this one. So this one.
This one. This one. Is it? Yeah. Only when the lady says yes.
Yes. Yeah, we are trying to get it on the. Yeah, again possible hai. Sir, I can join this meeting. No?
Yes, you join the meeting. Meeting is I have shared
On WhatsApp. I think my internet is. Is it visible?
Now I've got to press the second one?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. 1, 2. Yep.
Thank you. Oh, no, it didn't. Sorry.
One more. That's how it works.
Thank you so much.
For 1 minute.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. To help us better understand the feature and capabilities of the platform, now I invite the Bug Trooper team to come forward and give us a brief walkthrough of this platform and its cybersecurity bug bounty framework.
So it's still morning, right? Yeah, it's still morning. So a very good morning to everybody here, especially our esteemed guests, the participating researchers, and all the students who are here to benefit from what we're going to be doing today. And I'm honored to introduce Bug Trooper today, wherein it's a pioneering crowdsourced a cybersecurity platform that aims at safeguarding our nation's defense and private sectors from evolving cyber threats. Bug Trooper is privileged to be incubated with IIT Roorkee, and we look forward to contributing to our nation's cybersecurity resilience. We are launching this platform today with the live hackathon, which is going to be organized by IIHUB IIT Roorkee. And it is the institution that brings together industry, government, and the academia under the national mission on interdisciplinary cyber physical systems. This mission enables numerous projects that currently support our armed forces and other vital government sectors. IIT Roorkee's ecosystem, with its cutting-edge facilities and strong industry partnership, is a perfect landscape for nurturing such innovations like the Bug Trooper that we are launching today. And I'm proud to announce that for today's event, Bug Trooper has onboarded over 100 top security researchers, creating one of the largest pool of experts for an event of this kind in a country. This sets a remarkable precedence, and it's very rarely that we find this kind of, and we also have online, so these are only offline participants that we see here. We'll also have majority of the people online onboarded on the platform today. Now to really take you through how the company was formed with some brilliant minds here, and to run you through the platform of very functionality and the website, how it works very briefly. I will hand over the podium to Siddharth and Sunil. Please come.
Good morning, everyone. And it's still morning, so I think I'm right. And a very warm welcome, first of all, so to all the dignitaries, all the students, and the security researchers who've made this whole thing possible, and to our sponsors, of course, which is the Indian Army, Grow, which is a fintech platform, and Sparsh CCTV. So without them, we would have been in some sort of a financial trouble, I would say. All right. So we are Bug Troopers, and I will keep my remarks very brief. I don't want to bore anyone with the intricacies of the platform, but I would like to say a few things that why this journey began. With me is my friend Sunil, and Sunil is a renowned bug bounty hunter. Out of the top 100 bug bounty hunters, when I say bug bounty hunter, I mean a security researcher, a hacker in other words, and he's out of the top 100 top bounty hunters all over the world. He has to break into the Department of Homeland Security USA. So that is I think that's one of the things that not many people have been able to do, and rather they paid him for breaking into it, which is, to add insult to the injury. So that is how but we had an observation. The right of having Indian hackers on all these international platforms, we hardly any who are running such programs, right? And moreover, none of the Indian companies are onboarded on these platforms. Very little, very few companies. There are figure out with time that why that is happening. In spite of having such extraordinary talent in this country, we are not able to find customers and find people who are ready to do this. It all boils down to how brave one company wants to be, right? You need some sort of a bravado to put your neck out, to get your things tested, to be criticized, right? But having said that, there are concerns which are genuine as well. Why should I trust a company in USA, in China, or somewhere to hold my data, to have my vulnerability reports there sitting on their servers, right? And why should they trust Bug Trooper? That is why we reached out to IIHUB, Divyasampark, and with their kindness and open hearts, we were welcomed, and we were enabled in creating this platform with their backing, with their accreditation, which makes our thing, inviting to the government, to the Indian corporates, and to the defense as well. I hope so. So the way we do it is by protecting your data in a way. So if you have so we have something called a program masking, in which we can mask the real product that is being tested. It is still being thrown out, but the user, the hacker or the security researcher, they don't know what actually they're doing, right? Which target they're actually targeting, but you still get to know all the problems. So that is the way we are protecting the privacy of our customers. Number two, we have a very well encrypted VPN supported network, which identifies each and every security researcher, especially for the defense and the government sector. We can do that so that you can identify which kind of request or which kind of attacks are coming from which specific security researcher. So no one is able to do anything funny on the platform. Having said that, I won't take much time, and I would like all the security researchers happy hunting, and Jai Hind. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bug Trooper team. As part of today's event, we are honored to have renowned cybersecurity researcher and ethical hackers to join us. He is globally recognized security researcher, known for his contribution to cybersecurity and vulnerability research. He has traveled all the way from Bhubaneswar to be part of this event. May I invite Sakti Ranjan Mohanty, distinguished cybersecurity researcher and ethical hacker, to deliver a TED Talk.
So it's afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Air Marshal sir, honorable chief guest for today. So I would like to first appreciate our armed force because you know how the tense situation is going right now in all of the world. So because of our armed forces, we are here giving the talk, enjoying the event. So can we have a round of applause for our armed forces? Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. So today I'll be going to introduce to you about bug bounty, what bug troopers is all about, and what is cybersecurity basically. So before starting anything, so I'd like to thank bug trooper and IIT Roorkee and IIT for giving me this opportunity to present this talk. So I'll just share right away. Is it visible? Yes. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so today's our topic is like we should introduce ourselves to cybersecurity, as there are a lot of security researchers here, but like what information I got is we do have some sort of beginners too, and many people who are not into cybersecurity. So I made the whole slide to introduce yourself to cybersecurity. So let me introduce myself. I am a product security analyst and a security researcher, and I am a bug bounty hunter. I do have Hall of Fames in the topmost MNC companies and the big tech companies. So this is me. I'm Sakti Ranjan Mohanty from Odisha. So these are our agenda for today. So let me just directly go to what bug bounty is. So before going into bug bounty, may I know how many of you are from cybersecurity field? Can you please raise your hands? So there are very less people. Okay, fine. So let me brief what is bug bounty is, and before bug bounty, we should know like why cybersecurity is needed. So when before 2015, we all are dealing with like manual stuffs, but when like digitalization happened, so we are doing everything with the internet right now. So from ordering food to like ordering cab, we are doing everything in the internet. So the data was our priority and is our priority as of now. So what happens years back, when we are finding any security issues and we are reporting it to the companies are like getting angry, why you hacked our company, or why you are, who gave you the permission. So these are the problems that was happening earlier. Bug bounty platforms are introduced way later than. So what happened when bug bounty platforms are introduced? Bug bounty platforms fills the gap in between. Let's say you are the company, so you do have a trust issue that whether the researcher is going to act professionally or they will just leak your data. And being a researcher, your concern is whether the like program team is going to give you the amount of effort you have put it, and they will give you the reward or not. So this makes a big gap in between the whole industry. So what bug bounty platforms are doing, bug bounty platforms are becoming the middleman in between them. So they are not doing anything. They are just gathering those researchers and gathering those programs who need security. And the researchers are doing their part of job, and they are submitting the respected vulnerabilities to the respected programs. So this is what a bug bounty program is. And kudos to bug trooper. Like in India, if you know, like government has some certain guidelines for those Indian companies, that your data should be like located inside the India, like data localization should be there in India region only. So what companies were doing earlier, they are just storing all their data outside the India. So government has made some plans to store all the data inside the India itself. So for these kind of platforms, we don't have any platforms as of now in India. And kudos to Bug Trooper, who has introduced this bug bounty platform in India for the first time. So that's a great initiative. Kudos to Sunil and the team. Okay, so as you know what is bug bounty platform is, let me introduce, like let's say you are using an application and the application is vulnerable for some sort of security issues. So in recent, Domino's has some data leak, and all the addresses, mobile number, the order amount, credit card details are getting leaked. So are you being a customer, you are not okay with this, right? So why someone will know your email address, someone will know your address. So this is a security threat to everyone. So that's why we need security in all the products we are using. So that's where bug bounty and penetration testing comes in. So penetration testing is something, you find a bug, you report it to the team has fixed the issue, you are confirming the fix. The whole thing is known as the penetration testing. So what happens before in penetration testing? Companies are hiring some security researchers to do the pen testing and handle them the report, they will fix the issue. But if you see, the scope is big. Let's say Zomato, let's say Uber, the scope is very big, and you can just do it within like 2 or 3 researchers. You need big minds, or large number of minds, or large number of people. For that, they run their bug bounty program, and the researchers around the world, they are just hacking over here, and they are getting the bounty, and they are submitting the bugs, and the team get the issue, and they fix that issue. So before that, some things to know. One is CVSS and CIA. So before going to CVSS, I would like to introduce CIA. CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These are the 3 pillars where we are mostly focusing on, and the security is based on. So if you are saying your product or your application as safe, so you should say like my confidentiality, my integrity, and my availability are safe. So how you can say that your confidentiality or integrity or availability is safe? You should do a penetration testing or some sort of auditing over your application. So this is what classical penetration testing is. So for bug bounty, there is no like eligibility or nothing like this. If you are a security researcher, you have some sort of skills. You don't need any certification. You don't need anything. You have a hacker mind. You can get into the application. You can test it. You can go through their policies, and you can hack over there and get the bug submitted. So this is what a whole bug bounty scenario is, and this is how bug bounty is working. So, okay, so when we choose a target, so there are certain things to consider as a bug bounty hunter or a security researcher. So let's say bug trooper has a program grow. So we need to hack on grow. So before that, we should see those parameters prior to your hacking. One is scope. So you should always stick to scope. Like let's say grow has 2 or 3 domains in scope or 2 or 3 application in scope, but you are hacking on some different application, so that will create ruckus to the program team. So that should not be fair. You should always stick to the scope. Like the program team wants these application to be tested, you should always test only these applications. And the bounty amount, being a cyber security researcher, you are giving the time, you are getting rewarded, so you should see which program suits you. Like the bounty amount, some pays like $100 for low bounties, some pay 500 USD for low, some pay 20,000 for critical, some pay 2,000 for critical. So it's the parameter how you are choosing your program. And the response time, this is a really concerning thing. Sometimes we submit a bug to the program like accept it, they forget about the report and they just didn't reply us back. So at that scenario, you are getting frustrated, like you are submitting a bug and you are waiting for 2 to 3 months to get an update. So this is not something that is favorable for the researcher. And platform, always having a good platform is a blessing. Like if a platform is way too good in handling the researcher and the program, you can hack over there for years and months. And policy, so let's say the program has some sort of policy, you should always read the policy before hacking. Like they do have their compliance policy or some sort of policy. They don't want you to do some particular test or limit your request within some certain ranges. So these are the things that have mentioned what are restricted and what are not. So these are mentioned under the program's policy. So that's why you should always focus on program's policy. Okay, so before going to like hacking, the first thing the hacker does is recon. So recon is something like you are mapping the whole attack surface, like gathering more information regarding the gathering more information on the target, and later you are building your test cases. So this is what recon is. And like we have some sort of tools for doing recon. Let's say you have IIT Roorkee or some sort of zomato.com. So what we need to do is we should gather the like all information for that domain. It can be the subdomains, it can be the JS files, it can be anything. So we the amount of data we will have, the larger amount of data we have, the larger chances we to find the to get the bug. So to do so, the first tool I like to demonstrate is subfinder. So this is basically a subdomain finder tool. Now let's say grow.com has a lot of subdomains, and grow allows you to hack on all the subdomains you have. So for that, you can just go and check manually for which are the subdomains for grow.com are available in the internet. So this tool does the thing within a few minutes. So let me share my screen. So is it visible? Okay. So the command is, just a second. So let's say it's grow.com. So we should see a lot of results from grow.com itself. Okay, sorry. My bad. Okay. Okay. GRO. It should take some time, like 10-15 seconds, I guess, depending on upon the how many subdomains they have. Getting a bit slow. We will come back to this. Let it be running in the background. Huh? .in. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So we found 57 subdomains in just 3 seconds. So this is what the tool's capability is. You can just manually find the subdomains by searching in the internet. So it is a tool that has the power to find the subdomains from different sources, like from certificate, SSL certificates from different sources. They gather the information and they try to fetch all the subdomains that are owned by the company. So the more amount of subdomains you have, the more amount of chance you have to get the bug. So this is the first tool. The second tool is like, let's say there are 57 subdomains for grow.in. Now there is high chance that grow.in must have some dead domains. Like, let's say out of 57, not all the 57 domain are working. So they just need to do what? There are some few live domains that are working. So this tool will filter out the live domains, and this will give you the only the working domains. So the tool is HTTPX. You can just run it against your found domain, and you will get a lot of like working domains for that. Okay, so let me demonstrate you the power of Google lurking. So Google, everyone is acquainted with Google. It is a search engine. So whenever we need to search something, so what we are doing is, so can you just fix the mic, please? Hello. Yeah. So whenever we are searching something, let's say we are searching hacking PDFs. So it will give you a lot of like results, but not always you are getting the accurate results. Let's say you want only the PDF ones, but here you can see there are some sort of other domains or other URLs that is not needed. You need to click here and go there again and again to get the PDF, right? So at this scenario, we will use some Google Docs that will give us the accurate results. Like being a hacker or a researcher, you need to get the accurate results. And for that, what we can do is we are using Google Hacking Database or Google Docs. Google Docs is nothing but some sort of advanced filters Google has, but we are not able to know this. So what you can do is you can use this one, file type colon PDF, and let's say it's hacking. So whatever you will see, you will not see any of the unnecessary links, and you will see all the PDF out there. So this way you can get accurate results. So this is what Google lurking is. So there are fuzzing, whenever, let's say you are hacking on grow.in and you want to find some hidden directories. So for that, you will need to check the file name one by one. And for a human to check 1,000 or lakhs of file name is not a feasible way. So for that, we have a inbuilt tool that is called as dir search. There are some other tools as well. So what we can do is we can use that tool against your domain, and it will try to find all the available file paths, and it will run like lakhs of directory names or lakhs of file names against that particular target. So by this, you will able to see what are the hidden directories out there. And this is a very interesting thing, archive pages. So so may I know the IIHUB website name? Sorry, T T TIH IITR .ac.in. Okay, so can you see this? This is the currently updated website for IIHUB Divyasampark. So did you ever imagine, like, may I know when it is started? Okay, so when it started, it should not be looking like this, right? So it must be updating day by day. So if you want to see it how it looks like when it was started, so we are using Wayback Archives. So it store all the historical pages or historical information about the target. Like, let's say our target is IIT, this Divyasampark website, and we'll just copy the link and paste it here. So it will see it as for the information, it just started on 2021, and on 2021 they have captured some of the responses, and for June 17 we are going to see how the website is looking like on 2021 itself. It's taking some time. See, this was for 17 June 2021, sorry, 20 August 2023 or 2021, sorry. So this is the website, that's how the website is looking on the historical data on 2021 August 20. So is it right? Right, so what you can get, we are using this technology in hacking in a different way. Like, let's say you have stored some API keys in your URL and that get logged. So if we will go through the domain and it will reveal the API keys or the Google tokens or the like any sort of token or any sort of personal information. So these are the data we are looking for while hacking on a program. So this is a gold mine actually. So when we are looking into such data, we are ending up getting GitHub token, we are ending up getting the API keys. So that will further lead to other sensitive data. So this is what about archive pages. Okay, so whenever we are attacking a single, so let it side. So whenever we are dealing with a domain, single domain, let's say what is a multiple domain target and a single domain target. Let's say grow.in, and grow.in has said that we have one application in scope, that is grow.in. You can't just hack on any of the subdomain. You have to stick with grow.in. Now we need to understand as a hacker what grow.in is doing and what are the capabilities of grow.in, and being a normal user, what you can do with. So first thing, you should observe the app as a layman. You should understand the workflow of the application, why it is designed, what are their business, what are their needs. Once you do done with this, analyze the request and response. You should see how the request is going and what are the things are happening in the background. analyzing the JS file may end up revealing some of the secret, like some of the environmental setup or some of the leak credentials out there. So we analyze the JS file in the main domain target too, trying to access premium features. Let's say I was testing bug trooper. So let's say there is a feature that being a researcher, you need to be verified first, then you can submit the report. But what if you are submitting the report without verification? That's a security breach. These are the logical issue we are trying to find in the main application, right? So this is always not all about the technical stuff. How you are looking into the application is actually matters. And there are traditional vulnerabilities as well, like the OWASP top 10, XSS, injections, SSRF. There are a lot of other things that need technical knowledge. I'll not go into this because you are not deep into the technicals. Okay, so we'll go some practical against this. So this is a Pakistan site I intentionally picked, so no offense. So this site has a vulnerability for SQL injection. So let me brief in short what is SQL injection is. So when we are storing anything, clicking any picture or something, so it is getting stored in our mobile. So it is storing in our mobile storage. That is known as, earlier it was mobile and it is now integrated with the phone. But in case of web application, whenever you are submitting a data, it is getting stored somewhere, right? So we don't know as a layman where it is getting stored. So it is actually storing in the website database. So the database has all the data that you are storing out, or you are uploading a CV, whatever it is, it will be storing under the database. So SQL injection is a kind of vulnerability that takes blindly the input from the researcher or from the attacker itself, and that execute on the database end. And being an attacker, you can get all the information from the database by hacking into this. So we will do this. This is the endpoint which is vulnerable, and I'll use SQL map as the tool. So SQL map is designed to fetch all the database and SQL injection, but beforehand you need to test manually to get this endpoint. It's Python 3 SQL map dot py dash URL PVS. Okay. Within clicks, you can see it is demonstrated that it is vulnerable, and they have dumped one database, two databases actually. So this is the website database. Yeah. Okay, so we have now the database name, and the database name is this. Now we want to fetch what are the tables under that. Sorry, my bad. It's not clear over here. Just a second. Okay, my bad. So this will dump all the tables available on the database. You can see the tables as admin, as a data table. So let's assume a scenario. You are a thief and you entered into someone's room. You won't go to the bathroom, right, to steal something. You'll go to the bedroom directly or to the wardrobe. So we have a list of tables, and we see there is an admin table. So we'll also do the same. We'll not go to any of the other table. We'll directly try to dump this admin table. So to do so, you can see we are now dumping the data table, and the username is this, and the password is this. This is in clear text, and this is the email address they are using. So now if we find the admin panel, now we have the password, and we can be the admin of that website and do a severe damage to that website, right? So this is for educational purpose. Don't do anything over here. Yeah. No, that's why I intentionally pick Pakistan website. We have Indian Air Force, we have Indian Army. So, okay. So these are some of the findings. So everyone must be thinking, what is the like benefit of joining bug bounty or cyber security, right? So in today's world, if you are an engineer, so you are ending up landing a job for 20 lakh package or 30 lakh package, it's way too hard, right? So earning money is way too easy in bug bounty. It's like way too easy in bug bounty. If you are a bug bounty hunter, you don't need to worry about your job, right? So I'll go some test cases like sky is the limit. You can say sky is the limit in bug bounty. Some program pay like it varies from the budget. Like some program pays 10,000 for critical, some pays 20,000. So this is one of the recent cases on, you can see it is 22 January. So I found a cross organization payment leak and that led me to 10,000 USD in bounties. So this is simple. This is a simple POC for that. I do have an employee ID. I do have assigned with an employee ID. I changed that with someone else employee ID, and I was able to see their payment information. As you can see, these are the account number and the amount of like balance they have. So these ended up getting 10,000 in reward, right? So this is one test cases. So similarly, you are using Zoom for the meeting, right? We hack the application to like make it safer so that you can use it freely. So we are using Zoom, right? So I have hacked Zoom and these are the amounts I got from Zoom recently. So 15,000 USD, one is 20,000 USD, and this is 10,000 USD. So this is the Zoom application that you are using. So this is the amount of scope in bug bounty we have. So these are the test cases I have. Also, so there are pretty like less bounties. Some few pays 100 USD, few pays 500 USD. But these are the some of the latest bounties I have shown to you. And for getting started into bug bounties, like the start is always a difficult thing. So whenever you are starting something, so you should start it as soon as earlier as possible. So for getting started into bug bounty, you should know web server, like basics of web application, web servers, and the programming languages. Some OS commands like Linux, Mac OS, Windows, and these are the standard of the top 10 vulnerabilities that are available in the application, that is known as OWASP top 10, AILLM top 10. You can go through these and learn what are those bugs are. And these are the classical vulnerabilities like XSS, IDOR, SQL injection that I have demonstrated. CSRF, SSRF, access control issues. You should go through the practice labs. There are a lot of practice labs like Pentester Land, Portsfigure, and there are some other write-ups too. For your reference, I'll if anyone is interested, I can share those two documentation I do have with github.com from one of my friend. He has documented how to getting started with the bug bounty. Let me just show you this. So this is written everything in depth, so you can go through this and start your journey in bug bounty. So if you have any question, you can ask me. So the takeaways, so let's say, so in bug bounties what happened? So in bug bounties what happened? We have a bug, but we fear to submit it. Like being a beginner, you fear to submit it because it might get accepted or not. But if you are not submitting this, do you lose something? If you are not submitting this or submitting this, do you lose anything if you submit the bug? No. But if you are not submitting, you may lose a bounty. So it's always great, great to submit the bug if you feel like this is a bug, I need to submit it. So just do the submit of the bug and forget the bug. So sometimes you learn from your mistakes, so just don't hesitate to do the mistake. And see, I am a cybersecurity professional, so I don't want you guys to be only focused on bug bounty. Bug bounty is a sub part of cybersecurity, so focus on cybersecurity rather than bug bounty. And any question? Any question we have, or should I end this? Yeah, fine. Okay, thank you, guys. Bye.
Now I request Professor Karun Rawat to present memento to Air Marshal B. Manikandan. With this, we come to the conclusion of this formal session of today's event. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guests, distinguished dignitaries, speakers, cybersecurity experts, participants, and sponsors of this event for making this event meaningful and successful. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.